Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to our fourth part in our series on our crash course in Neo-Austrian economics. In this video, we're going to go through some of the basics of the Austrian business cycle. Let's go. So, in the traditional Austrian perspective, we'll be looking at fluctuations generated by the use of monetary policy in this model. So, Garrison's model is 4 equations in our baseline case. And the only difference between this and our baseline is going to be this G term right here, which is our government intervention or monetary policy, and G we can just go and interpret as the printing of money or government intervening to go and supply more loanable funds. So for our equilibrium values in this model, we go and we have the following, and this is just math here, but we want to look at this G term in each one of our equations, and we see clearly that if G goes in increases, meaning that more loanable funds are going to be put out there, our interest rate is going to fall, and our supply of loanable funds is going to increase, our equilibrium amount there. The actual amount of consumption is going to fall, and the length of production here, right, and I'm going to leave this as an exercise, is actually going to go and increase. And since our average period of production is just a transformation of our total period of production, it follows that this increases as well. But I want you guys to go and think about this derivative here, right, to see if it works out, because it does. So in terms of actually going and understanding the business cycle here, we first start out at CP here. This is our first point. And that's when there is no government expenditure, so G is equal to 0. When the government goes and intervenes, what ends up happening is that we're going to go and see a lengthening in our structure of production and a fall in consumption there. So one of the things that should be noted about this Hayakian triangle, which I should have mentioned earlier, is that it has implications for labor markets, right? And it has a very key interpretation here, right? As in, obviously, the Austrians like to go and talk about how it takes time to produce different goods, but this structure of production, in terms of thinking about macroeconomic foundations, it's really talking about how there are different labor markets with different people in each one of them. We have a long run and we have a short run labor market, and we have a supply, a labor supply, and an initial labor demand. When we see this shock go and take place, right, when we see this go and happen, what we end up going and seeing is a fall in our demand for labor and a lower equilibrium than what originally was. And here we actually see an increase in demand for labor. So what ends up as a result of this monetary policy, according to the Austrians, is that we end up going and having a reallocation of capital and in turn a change of wages in labor markets. Now this is a very sharp hypothesis that I'd like to go and check out empirically, which I may do in a video in the future, but this is how fluctuations, according to the Austrians, go and occur as a result of government intervention through monetary policy. So I hope this video helps. Take care.